how's it going everyone? Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be talking about solo Hand of Justice farming, solo Angerforge farm. As a paladin with solid gear, this is pretty easy to accomplish. You can actually charge people potentially per hour. So you can say 100 gold per hour, you could say, you know, whatever, 50 gold an hour if they want to help you. You know, you can do a whole bunch of different versions of this. You could say just, you know, runs until it drops. I've seen all kinds of different variations. We're going to go ahead and start the video off me running through the entrance here. So you're going to need the Shadow Forged key. Once you have the Shadow Forged key, you can then unlock all these gates. You can use large Sephorium charges, however, they're not, you know, it's not necessary. You can just go get the key. It's really not that hard of a quest. At this point in the game, you probably should have it anyways. From there, you're going to go ahead and jump down and pull that lever. Once that lever drops, you then just make your way through that path. You're going to thread the needle and just try not to pull the mobs on the way out. If you do, however, pull the mobs, you can just run back out the entrance and you'll be okay. With Bubble and, you know, your Hand of Justice, you should be alright to be able to make it back. From here, what you're going to do is go ahead and equip the shield. You're going to try to get through this hallway. So I try to veer right a little bit, stun one of them, keep running, and then try to strafe run your best through here so that you can potentially get some dodges, parries, or anything like that. Is not getting dazed is really what you're trying to avoid here. Once you hop through the window, you toss out some heals. You could potentially bubble through there if you need to. However, I had just used mine to run outside the gate because I had accidentally pulled the mobs next to the lever. So once you pull these guys and you get them to reset, you'll see them drop combat just like that. You're going to go ahead and jump up onto this back ledge right here. Be careful not to fall off that lava right there to the side. It's very dangerous. It does have like kind of a sliding effect. If you do jump a little too far, it'll mess you up. If you can increase the brightness on your monitor or into your game, I do suggest so now because there's a bit of a triangle right there that you cannot run across. You have to make a quick little jump. From here, I just go to the very edge of this wall and do one little hop and release the run forward key. And then once you do that, you just run up here and then make sure you just run in a straight line across the bridge. Do not go left or right because you will fall off either side and you're gonna not be happy about it. So as you see, you drop back down through the not so solid wall and then you're going to be able to get up to this point. You're gonna need invisibility potions for this section of it. I haven't found any way to reset them otherwise. And then there's going to be these fire guard destroyers that are going to be patrolling. I decided to kill them just because I have enough gear and I'm not too worried about it. However, if you are not so geared and you're concerned about killing these guys, or you're just mainly looking for speed, then you could always skip them. However, you know, I'm not necessarily going for as fast as resets as possible. I'm just here to help my guild. So getting a little extra materials off these guys is, you know, never a horrible thing. So that being said, I'm going to go ahead and heal up. I'm going to get my mana up, and then we're going to go ahead and pop an invisibility potion and run to the end. So we'll see that here in a second. You're going to pop the invisibility potion right as you run in towards these guys. You're going to run straight through them, and on these fire destroyers, you're going to run to the right. Try to do a circle around them because they do have an AoE that pulses around them, and if you run too close, it could hit you and knock you out of your invisibility. So once you get down here, all you're going to do is just drop down underneath this little stairwell ledge here. This is your safe zone. This little square that I'm standing in, I'll kind of highlight it here in a second. This little square that I'm standing in is basically where you're going to stand for the whole fight, and that's going to keep the guys at the end from attacking you. So in this initial part, I usually just throw a Judgment of Light on him just to kind of keep my health up as I'm AoEing these guys down. You're going to drop some max strength consecration to get these guys killed, as well as your retribution aura to AoE them down. In this case, I use the Skull Flame Shield to do a potentially a little bit of more of extra AoE damage. But then once I'm there, I pop a Divine Favor and get my health healed all the way back up. So at this point, the name of the game is Seal of Wisdom and Judgment of Wisdom. You're going to Basically, watch for these Sunder stacks, because once the Sunders get on you, you're going to start taking a lot of damage. As you can see, my health gets awfully low. I am making the mistake of casting Holy Lights here. I probably shouldn't. I should just be casting Flash of Lights. However, it turns out just fine, as you can see. All you really have to do is use a nice quick one-handed weapon like Flurry Axe, and then sit there auto-attacking with your Judgment of Wisdom up. You want to do your best not to let Judgment of Wisdom fall off the target, because that means you're going to have to rejudge them. You're going to want to do your best just to keep the auto attacks coming in, so it keeps refreshing that debuff, and then all you want to do is recast your Sealed Wisdom and cast out heals. I was making the mistake here of casting Holy Lights for a big chunk of this fight, which I should have just been casting Flash of Lights for more mana efficiency. However, it's not the biggest deal. It worked out okay in the end. I just had to end up using a Lay on Hands to kind of like carry me through this one. But needless to say, all you really want to be doing is weaving in Flash of Lights and auto attacks at the same time. But as you can see, this turned out okay regardless, and I just want to make sure you guys are doing it a little bit easier way. So as you can see, I'm trying not to let that Judgment of Wisdom fall off, keep that refreshed, and just keep auto attacking. Alright guys, so as you can see, I'm getting awfully low here, and I actually went for a bubble, Holy Light, into a bandage. So that's another trick that you can do. If you see your Sunders getting up to a stack of 5, you can go ahead and bubble and then bandage for a little bit of extra mana saving on that, and then just keep on doing the same thing. You're basically just using Seal of Wisdom to keep your mana up, and then using your heals to keep your health up. And you'll whittle him down with your auto attacks. So as you can see, all the nameplates that just ran up on the side there, when he gets down to a certain percentage of health, a bunch of extra mobs will run in, and if you stand in the spot I'm standing in right now, they will not actually attack you. They'll just stick where they are now, and it'll prevent them from actually attacking you. So you can see right there, all the mobs are just kind of standing there in a I guess sort of a reset zone. They will just stand there for the rest of the fight. That being said, if you just leave them there, they will be fine. You don't have to worry about it too much. I did, however, accidentally one time had an experience where I cast a Consecration next to this corner, and I guess the Consecration hit the reservist right there, the Anvil Rage reservist right there on the corner, and it pulled him, which then in return pulled everyone else. So just be careful of that kind of stuff. As you see right there, I popped it in. It turned out okay this time, but I did have an experience where that did happen last time. So there you go, boom, Angerforge down, and no Hodge to show for it. But that's just the luck of it. That's the thing with, sometimes you can do this set, you know, 100 gold per hour, or like, you know, 400 gold per drop, etc. And then that's how you can base your gold making off of this. Or I just do it to get the item for my teammates, for my guildmates, you know, just to help them out, because sometimes other classes can have a difficult time doing this. And honestly, as a paladin with solid gear like I have right here, it's not going to be too much of an issue. As far as like if you're not as geared as I am, I think the items that you're going to want to be looking at is things with high armor, good mana pool, and you know, some decent healing on it, because that's really what it's all about, is just casting those heals out, having some nice armor, and being able to keep doing this. And then I'll quickly go over the talent spec that I run for this build. Alrighty guys, so the talent build for this spec, I'll say this like a million times over and over, this is one of my favorite builds. It's the quote-unquote dual spec that I like to call. It's 21-0-30. This spec basically picks up Benediction, Improved Judgment, essentially all the DPS talents that you'd really want, as well as picking up things like Illumination and Divine Favor. It's a really great spec to go. So in this BRD Angerforge solo run, you really want Spiritual Focus. Getting that knockback resistance is going to be super helpful, especially when you're getting hit by him the entire time and you need to cast out those heals. Running this, and if you're struggling to get the heals off, you can still do Concentration Aura, and you're not going to get any pushback whatsoever. However, I like to run the Devotion Aura or Ret Aura just if you need the damage, if you're not worried about dying. It's kind of up to you. I would run this a couple times and get a feel for it and see how things go. But basically the talents break down into, I love deflection, 5% parry is huge. It's going to totally negate an attack, so that'll help when trying to clear this. Doing basically all these talents are just, your typical ret talents, no big deal. And then basically what you're looking at here is illumination for your heal crits to keep things moving, as well as divine favor. And once you have that in consecration, you should be good. This build shouldn't be too crazy. Honestly, as long as you have these talents, I think you should be all right. You could probably do this as full holy. You might even be able to do this as prop paladin, go down into like reckoning and holy shield and everything. You'd probably be a lot tankier and might be able to do this as well. But like I said, it's really all about the wisdom, keeping your mana up from the seal and the judge, and then just casting those quick heals, and keeping yourself sustained throughout the whole fight, because eventually your auto attack / retribution aura will whittle him down over time, and it's just mainly about surviving at that point. But that being said, you can totally run this as a duo, but doing a duo run, you could also charge someone if it's a random person. You could say, hey, want to sell Angerforge duo runs, you pay me X amount of gold for for every time I help you, or however much gold on the drop or something like that. That could be a way for you to make gold. I'm just trying to spitball ideas out for you guys, for you paladins to make some money out there. But yeah, as a paladin, try to take advantage of the whole, you're tanky, you're thick, you got lots of heals, make use of it, make sure you can take advantage of that kind of stuff. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys need any other tips or tricks that you like down in the comments below. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good one.